Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan and as promised, I'm back with a lipstick swatch video. These are all the lipsticks that are going to be available on discount during the Nykaa Hot Pink sale, and in this video I have just high-end lipsticks, and I'm doing this because I don't want to include like very generic lipstick sales. These are like luxe products that usually go on discount during the Nykaa Hot Pink sale, and you can get them like for 40%, 50% off, and I have also picked them up on really good discounts. So those are the products I'm going to be talking to you guys about. If you want an affordable version of this, let me know that as well, and I will sit down and film that. But for now, we just have high-end lipsticks. I have 3 full boxes of lipsticks, and I just want to cover as many lipsticks as I can, and I hope that this is not a very long video to film and as well as edit. Let's get going. So first up, I always pick up these Nudestix lip crayons during the discount because you get flat 40% off. This one retails for around 3,000 rupees, but you can always get it for around 1,900-ish. So I feel like these are really nice lip crayons to try out if you want something that is comfortable but long lasting, doesn't dry your lips out, and pretty much stays almost the entire day. These are really good formulations, just that they are really pricey for a lip crayon. First one is what I have on my lips right now. It's called Sunkissed Rose. It's a beautiful mauve nude shade. It's a beautiful mauve nude shade. I really love this for everyday use, and I have been reaching out for these Nudestix lip crayons so much, especially the shade Retro, but I can't seem to find it. I've left it in some bag of mine. Next up, we have the shade called Freckle, which is also their matte lip crayon, which is also similar to Sunkissed Rose but just a deeper brown shade. One thing you have to keep in mind with Nudestix lip crayons is most of them look very identical. Like they look like very similar shades. There's not much of a shade shift, so just be aware of that. This is the shade Freckle. Next up, we have the shade Burgundy, which is a little bit of a deeper version of the shade Retro, which is also very flattering on my skin tone. I can wear this without makeup. Next up, I have this shade called Sweet Cheeks, which is a very muted pink shade, a warm pink shade, not very intensely pigmented. So if you have very pigmented lips, it's something to consider. Next up, we have the shade Royal, which is a blue toned red, and it looks so nice on my skin tone. I feel like it just brightens my entire face up. Next up, we have this shade called Purity, which is a very subtle nude shade. Almost looks exactly like my lip color. Then I picked up this mini lip kit of 3 mini lip crayons, and I felt like it was good value for money, and I got this on a really good discount the last time. So the first shade we have in this lip kit is Intense Matte Lip and Cheek Pencil in Fringe. Subtle warm brownish nude shade. And then we have the Magnetic Matte Lip Color in Greystone. This is such a great nude. I don't really like it on my skin tone. And then the last one is the Magnetic Matte Lip Color in the shade Boho. This is also a very grey toned nude, a lot more paler than the previous shade. And then last time around, I noticed that the YSL Slim Radical lipsticks were on good discount. So I picked up 2 shades. One is Brown No Way Back. First of all, this is how the packaging of this looks like. It's okay, it's sleek, but what I feel like is this kind of an applicator is a little bit hard to apply and precisely line in your lips. Has a very strong scent, somewhat like the Essence lipsticks, the shade Brown No Back. They don't really have intense pigmentation, so if you have very pigmented lips, you will be a little bit disappointed, but they feel very comfortable on the lips, very lightweight. They do transfer quite a bit. Not the most long wearing lipstick. I did pick up another shade which I tried out long time ago. This is called Boundless Maroon. This is a brown shade with a lot of red undertones to it. Again, not supremely pigmented. Next up, I have a very popular lipstick from YSL. This is called their Candy Glaze lipstick, and this is in the shade Burgundy something. There's no shade mentioned on this tube. The packaging though looks so nice. This looks like a slightly shinier version of the Swiss Beauty lipstick, but keep in mind that if you have very dry, flaky lips and like chapped lips, it will exaggerate it a lot more. Not a new lipstick to my collection, but if you want to try out anything from Anastasia, they go up to like 40% off. This is in the shade Sugar Plum, which is one of my favorite shades of nude. It's like a very deep mauve nude shade. Also from Anastasia, you can try out these lip velvets. This one is in the shade Peach Amber, which is like a velvety finish. It's not transfer proof, but they feel very nice and comfortable on the lips. And then I have the shade Parchment, which is one of my favorite nude shades. It is a little bit more brown than the previous shade and a little bit deeper. And then I picked up a bunch of NARS lipsticks, pretty much everything that was available on discount and in stock. First up, we'll be swatching some of these lip crayons. This one is in the shade Valkyrie. These lip crayons feel very creamy matte and comfortable on the lips, and this is a very beautiful nude shade for my lips. They are not transfer proof. Next up I have the shade called All Night Long. This is like a beautiful burnt red shade and it looks amazing on people of medium and medium tan skin tones. Next up I have the shade Bohemian Rhapsody. This is a more greyish brown nude shade and a deeper shade. And then we have another lip crayon in the shade Born to Be Wild. Again, another beautiful burnt red shade. I'm absolutely loving the shades in this lip crayon. And we have this mini lip crayon duo in Take Me Home and Dolce Vita. This again, I got it for a steal deal of flat 30% off. You get 1.6 gram of product. The first one we have is Dolce Vita. You get 1.6 gram of product and this is the shade Dolce Vita. It's actually a wearable pinkish kind of a shade for me. I like it. And then I have the shade Take Me Home, which is a peachy nude shade. Next up, I'm going to be swatching these Power Matte lipsticks, and this one is in the shade Thunder Kiss. This is very lightly pigmented and they're not the most long lasting lipsticks I own, and even the deeper shades are not very pigmented. Next up I have the shade called Mogador, which is a muted red shade. And then we have the shade Modern Love, which is a brown toned nude shade. And then I have another shade called No Satisfaction. This is a beautiful, like a dusty burgundy shade, and I just don't like this formulation. I feel like it's exaggerating the flakiness and dryness I didn't even know I had. Like the other lip crayons didn't do that. And then we have the Power Matte lipstick in the shade Highway to Hell. Beautiful deep pink berry sort of a shade. I really like it. I just don't really like the formulation of this. And then Night Moves, which is a little bit more purple tone than the other shade that I swatched, that is called Highway to Hell. And then I have the shade American Woman, which looks like meher on my lips. It's very cool toned, pinkish, nude kind of a shade. Next, I also have this lip crayon set which has Dolce Vita and American Woman, which I'm not sure why I got this when I already had those, but this is also something I got on a really good discount, and I'm going to be putting this away in a giveaway because someone can use it. And I also got an American Woman lipstick travel size, which is also going to go in a giveaway box. Next up I have the Sensual Shine lipstick in the shade Aragon, which I got as a duo, like with this liquid blush and this one together. This is how this looks like. It's very nice and moisturizing on the lips. It feels really nice and lightweight, just that I feel like the shade is not suiting my skin tone that well. And then I have these Power Matte lip pigments in 3 shades. First one is Somebody to Love. This is a very nice cool toned nude shade for my skin tone. I actually really like it. It feels really comfortable and matte on the lips. You have to give it some time to completely dry down on your lips for it to become transfer proof. Next up I have a shade called Under My Thumb, which is again a beautiful deep pink berry sort of a shade. I absolutely love this. You know what I feel? I feel like NARS was not a hit launch in India. I feel like it was a little bit of a flop because initially they launched and then they were never coming on discount, and whatever was sold out, it has not been restocked for the longest time. And I feel like they anticipated something and something else turned out of this launch. And then the last shade I have in this range is called Warm Leatherette, which is a purplish pink kind of a shade, nothing warm about it. Next up I have this Air Matte lip color. I have 3 shades in this. The first one is Gypsy. This is such a warm rosy pink sort of a shade. I really like this on my skin tone, and I don't think this is set to become a transfer proof formulation. It feels like your lip creams would. Next up I have the shade Dragon Girl. This is a straight up red shade. I don't see much of an undertone shift in it, but I feel like these feel very comfortable, but them not being completely transfer proof may be an issue for a lot of people. And the last one from NARS is Power Trip. This is a beautiful blue toned red shade, but it does transfer quite a bit onto my teeth as well. And then I have a NARS explicit lipstick in the shade Rendezvous. I'm not sure if this is a limited edition lipstick. This is a beautiful warm brownish red shade and I absolutely love this packaging. Next up I have 2 of these Giorgio Armani lipsticks, and these were also for around 10 to 15% discount. First shade I have is called Glorious. This is a deep red shade. It is a little bit more pigmented than the YSL lipsticks, and also the shape of this makes it a little bit more easier to apply. The packaging doesn't seem very expensive. It's just simple plastic. I'm not sure what you're paying for. Maybe the name, I'm not sure if it's worth it, you know, paying for that name. It does of course feel very lightweight and comfortable, but there are so many affordable lipsticks you can pick up that have the same kind of feel, shades and everything. And they don't even mention the shade name, it's just a number, so I have to preserve this out of packaging. Next one we have is Dramatic 603, which is also a deep red shade like the previous shade but doesn't have as much brown to it. Next up I have a Dior lipstick which was available on discount on the Sephora website. This is in the shade 400 Nude Line and it's a velvet formulation. This is what the packaging of this lipstick looks like. It does feel okay, like not the best. It's not like so worth the price. This is for like 4,000 something. Yeah, this is what the shade looks like. It's a very dark brown shade. More expensive brands, it's very hard to find unique shades. Luxury brands I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just the expensive brands like NARS. I'm talking about luxury brands like Dior, YSL. And then swatching some of my favorite MAC lipsticks right here. The first one we have is the MAC Powder Kiss lipstick in Marrakesh Mia, which is a beautiful brown. And I like this over the shade Marrakesh. It's a beautiful formulation. Again, very lightweight, comfortable, not transfer proof, but I just love this formulation. It's great to reapply throughout the day as well. And then I have the MAC Powder Kiss lipstick in the shade Burning Love. Just look at this beautiful shade. Look at the pigmentation. You don't really have to buy any luxury lipstick if you have MAC lipsticks. And then turn to the left, which is a dark brown shade. This does exaggerate the dryness on my lips because that's how this shade is. And then I have the MAC Retro Matte lipstick in the shade Warm Wishes, which is a limited edition shade. If you can, get your hands on it. And then this also seems like a limited edition shade, which is called Viva Empower, which is a cool toned purple shade. Not for everybody. This also doesn't suit every skin tone and undertone. And then we have the MAC Maximal Matte lipstick in the shade Warm Teddy. This is a beautiful nude shade for my skin tone. And then I have the shade Go Retro, which is a very wearable shade. It flatters my skin tone so beautifully. And then I have the shade Paramount, which is one of my favorite shades ever. And then I have these MAC Powder Kiss liquid lipsticks, which are one of my favorite formulations ever. They are so nice, blurring on the lips, very lightweight, great lip toppers when you feel like your lips are very dry. I don't have the shade More Taupe with me right now. I'm not sure where I've lost it, but here are the shades that I have right now to show you guys, which is Pretty Pleats, brownish blackened berry kind of a shade, really beautiful and not at all patchy. And then I have Make Love to the Camera, which is one of my most used red shade. And then I have Fashion Sweetie, which is also a beautiful deep red shade, and I want to purchase more shades of this one before they reformulate it, or I'm not sure if they've already reformulated it. Like, this formulation is undupable. And I also have Burning Love, which is again gorgeous. And then from MAC Lock Kiss Ink liquid lipsticks, these are my favorite shades that I would recommend you guys try out. The first one I have is Meticulous, which I've worn a ton. These are matte and transfer proof, but the deeper shades are a little bit more drying than the lighter shades. Then we have Sophistry, which is my recent obsession. Then we have Ponzi, which is a really nice red shade, but this is a little bit more drying than the other shades that I showed. And then we have the shade Decadence, which is a beautiful wearable pink, not too warm, not too cool. And then I have the shade Vixen, which is a beautiful cool tone purple shade. Next up, I have these Bobbi Brown Luxe Matte lipsticks. I love the pigmentation, the soft matte finish of this, everything about these lipsticks and the shades. They are really, really pricey. So if you want to pick them up, you can pick them out during discounts. But just keep that in mind that they are heavily fragranced and they have sort of like that lime kind of a scent, similar to the Vitamin Enrich face base. But if you have very dry lips, I think you'd really like this. This is the shade Claret. It has a little bit of pink, it has a little bit of brown, peachy, terracotta undertones. Next up, I have the shade Parkside, which is also one of my favorite nude shades. And then moving on to Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, which I have a bunch of these. First one is MI Kiss. These go on like flat 25% off. This is the shade MI Kiss, which is a very nice nude for my skin tone. And then I have the shade Red Carpet Red. This is a very beautiful cool toned red shade, and do not underestimate this. This is not very dupeable. It's not easy to dupe this shade. And then I have the shade Walk of No Shame, which is a beautiful shade for most Indian skin tones. And then I have the shade First Dance, which is a very nice pink nude shade. And then I have Pillow Talk Medium, which is not my favorite shade. And this is the shade Love Liberty, which is really nice. Also from Charlotte Tilbury, how can I forget the shade So 90s? It's just literally the prettiest, and it goes out of stock so fast, so pick it up. This is the prettiest combination of a red, a brown and everything. So and this is super fabulous. Then we have a neutral red called Hollywood Vixen. Then we have Mark of a Kiss, which is in between a pink and a red. And then we have Pisas, which seems to me more like a warm red shade. And then we have Cinematic Red, which is a little bit deeper than the previous shade and one of my favorite from this range. And then I have these lip blurs from Charlotte Tilbury. I have just two of my favorite shades in this, which is Ruby Blur. These feel very nice and lightweight on the lips. You don't necessarily have to pick it up, but it's a beautiful shade again. And these are not transfer proof, by the way. And I have Walk of No Shame. Such a stunning shade and it just looks so nice. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Plump Gasm in medium deep, and not a good idea applying this after so many lip swatches because my lips are already burning. It's very plumping. Next up, Lancome lipsticks. I'm not sure if they're going to be discontinued, but they are like on 30% off everywhere pretty much. So I have the shade 299 French Cashmere. Not very pigmented, maybe okay for people of lighter skin tone than I am. This is the shade 888 French Idol. Just look like a deep red on the swatches. It is so deceiving. This is nothing like that. It's sort of like a reddish pink kind of a shade. We have almost reached to the end of the lip swatch video, and we have these lipsticks from Pat McGrath. They are nice, intensely pigmented, comfortable matte formulation. Absolutely love the shades. First one I have is Elsin, which is a red. Then I have the shade Flesh 5, which is one of my favorite shades, which is a very like warm, rosy, pinkish nude kind of a shade. Then I have the last shade, which is Flesh 3, which has a little bit more mauve and brown tones compared to Flesh 5. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a huge lip swatch video, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, found it helpful, and this would help you make an informed decision if you want to buy these shades or not. So let me know if you want to watch an affordable version of this in the comments down below, and make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you want to watch more such videos. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.